It's dull. 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 My God, it's dull. It's so desperately dull and tedious and stuffy and boring and desperately dull.
I'm sorry to be so blunt about how I really feel about this movie, but that's really the honest truth. It is just so dull. It is so incredibly, unbelievably dull that I don't know how it got nominated for any Oscars. Please understand, this is not to say that I don't like slow movies or slower movies or dialogue-driven movies or movies about older people or movies that whatever this kind of movie is. It's just that, okay, the best way I could describe this movie is that it was well-intended, but not well executed. The story follows an older couple who are preparing for their 45th wedding anniversary. Less than a week before the main event, the wife discovers a small secret about her husband, that he was in a relationship with another woman who unfortunately passed away a little over 45 years ago. And now she begins to suspect that he was more in love with her and begins to feel like she was the second choice. But unfortunately, she doesn't really know how to handle it. And that's it. No, that's literally the entire movie. It is nothing but an hour and a half of long landscape shots and one of the two characters, if not both at the same time, having a small, quiet conversation about random life-related stuff, occasionally going into the previous relationship, and then having issues with the husband not bringing it up, and it just, yep. I'm sorry, but the movie was just so not well done that it's hard for me to care. And I hate that it's hard for me to care because I like the general idea. It has been said that you can make a good movie out of anything, and I firmly believe that idea. There is no such thing as a bad idea for a movie. There is only bad execution of ideas for movies. And I may have mentioned this before, but this is a pattern that is really starting to annoy me. I am getting so sick of movies that have really good ideas that are not given the time and attention and detail that they need and are just thrown into the theaters expecting to do well. And the fact that this movie feels like one of those insults me that it wasn't freaking nominated. Okay, calm down. Okay. There is really no reason to go see this movie, especially in theaters. There is no reason for this movie to have been made the way it was, other than people thought it would be artsy. There is no reason that this movie should have been nominated for anything other than probably one of the most dull movies ever made. And I can already hear some people saying, oh, it's not supposed to be exciting or interesting. It's actually supposed to be quiet and peaceful. It's about older people. It's about this reminiscing about it. People, just stop. Just stop, okay? Look, there is one thing that drives a movie, and that is conflict. If there is no real conflict within a story, you are going to have a boring movie, period. This movie had a conflict within it. It had a conflict that it could have expanded upon to create a more proper movie, and it didn't do anything with it. Now, to be fair, on the more positive side, the cinematography was, for the most part, actually pretty nice. Except for a couple of moments where it would suddenly go from pitch black to super duper day bright, and it just hurt my eyes a few times. There was this one scene where the wife character is looking at a slideshow up in the attic, and every time she changed slides, it would go from pitch black to bright, pitch black, bright, pitch black, bright, and all it did was give me a headache. Plus, the director was just way too fond of single long take shots. The movie is like filled with a series of long take shots that don't go anywhere. Occasionally, they'll move up, they'll move down, they'll go to the side, they'll slowly zoom in, but that's it. Guys, let me reiterate again. There is nothing wrong with having a simple story to tell or having a simple mood to convey in a movie. It is wrong to assume that you don't need to expand upon any kind of conflict within your movie and assume that the pretty pictures and a slow pace will be accepted. People who think that movies like this are good really need to watch more movies. I do not recommend this movie at all. With respect to the people who made this movie, I understand what your intention was, but I'm afraid, in my opinion, you crash and burned. Ladies and gentlemen, I am The Norm. Thank you all for watching.